just how much did an off week help you guys just in terms of going back and kind of reviewing the first month and kind of correcting mistakes that they made?
The off week was great. I think it came at perfect time too, right after the LSU game. We went back to pretty much the basics this week. Going back to just what we do best, fundamentally, of what we started from like day one, defense and offensively, and also special teams. Just going back to what we know and what we do best, and just trying to get that down pat before we start doing everything else. And it also helped with players who was nicked and bruised to get back better for this upcoming week.
Yeah, the defense has been allowing a lot of passing yards. I know it's done well in the red zone at certain times, but a lot of passing yards. Is there anything you can, other than the injuries, kind of attribute to why that's happening?
No, so sometimes, just sometimes quarterbacks have good pitch and catch with wide receivers, and some calls are just made to beat certain defenses that we're in. But I mean, we just have to do a better job at stopping the explosive plays that we're giving up in the back end, and I'm pretty sure we're going to do that with the game plan that we got going forward.
It seemed like against LSU, y'all kind of implemented some things that maybe didn't work. Is that kind of been a problem, especially early in games, that maybe some things y'all try that just aren't working for you?
Yeah, I mean, going to games, you really never know what the other team's going to do. So certain game plans really don't make it past halftime. So you have to just go in halftime and make adjustments. I mean, you don't know exactly what the team's going to do to the T coming out of the gate. So you have to switch it up, and it's just when we switch it up, it's obviously seeming to work because we do a lot better in the second half than we do in the first half. So.
Just talk about that confidence that you guys have in Coach Johnson, because I mean, so far at halftime those adjustments have really worked well.
Oh yeah, we trust him. Whatever we make, we trust him. It really just comes from the players, from what we see on the field and what we're getting, and we just have to communicate with him so he'll be able to make the adjustments they're making at halftime. So it's really coming from the players of what we're seeing and what we feel is not working and what we're feeling is working. So it really just coming from us to see what adjustments we're really making.
On Jeremy, you guys hit like another level with Chris Davis back there again?
Yeah, I mean, Chris is a leader. Whenever Chris is on the field, you get an extra spark on that island over there. Their teams really don't like to throw his way because he's really a lockdown corner. So with him coming back, I'm sure it's going to give the defense a little more motivation. And with him being back, that leadership. So that also helps a lot with him being over there.
Let's talk about your progression at the safety spot. How's that coming along for you?
Oh, it's going good. I feel I'm doing good, but always room for improvement. Just learning as I go, from mistakes, little mistakes, doing the things I do well, and keep improving each and every week. I feel as a unit we're doing good as well. I don't really take all the credit for myself, but we're doing a lot better than we did last year. We just got to keep improving each and every week.
Does it almost feel natural playing that position now?
Actually coming into college, I probably only played one game of corner in high school, so I played all safety in high school, so it was really an easy transition going back to safety, just back to my high school days.
Is there any play that sticks out in your mind, like I did something wrong there, or even vice versa, I did something really well there this season so far?
Not off the top of my head. I really just don't remember, like, off the top of my head what I really do wrong or whatnot. Just gotta keep coming out and working hard. I don't really remember the good and the bad. I try to remember most of the good so I can forget the bad, though.
Josh, I know the second run by Jeremy Hill, I know it was a blitz, and I think you came up and tried to make the tackle before he broke off there, and you're pretty frustrated with yourself about that play on the field.
Yeah.
Was that, when you got a chance to look back at that on film, was that a play that, after seeing it and reviewing it, you were equally as frustrated as you were on the field, or did you kind of understand a little bit more of kind of how it happened and unfolded?
Just equally frustrated. I know I should have made that play. If I would have made that play, we would have had stopped another explosive run that they had. Just me not wrapping up, I came down and he just slipped out of my hands. It's just with me, just have to make sure I come downhill with being a little more aggressive and make sure I make every single tackle that I come downhill and make.
What's it like out there practicing now with, Coach mentioned that y'all are as close to full strength as you've probably been all season, especially defensively. I guess Jeff's still not practicing, but having, I guess, Craig and Chris and Jonathan out there, what's that like, especially in the secondary?
Oh, it's good. We know we really get our we've been doing good as a defense, but we really haven't really played a whole game without our whole defense, really here. So I mean, seeing them back in action after missing a couple of weeks is really good. Jonathan's doing really well. Him and Chris both, they're doing really well now. Jonathan's back up and moving, and Craig is back as well. So Craig's a big special team player for us too. So seeing them back really just boosts the confidence on the defense to even keep striving and do better and better.
How much time have you spent in the dime spot and kind of moving in there? Is it almost half and half with how much you play safety, or?
I pretty much play all the dime, really. I mean, it's other people who work at it, but I mean, I do majority of the dime work. So whenever we go our dime package, I'm pretty much the one who goes to the dime.
How different is that from what you're doing safety-wise?
It's no different. I mean, it's different in like coverage-wise, but dime is really nothing but corner, So I played corner before, so really going to play dime is the same thing. Really just playing man or playing the flats or going to blitz is pretty much the same thing as playing corner.
Just talk about Ole Miss offense. What do you see out of those guys?
They're a really good offense. They have a really good receiving core, really fast running backs. They try to get a lot of east and west. They don't really like running north and south. So, I mean, their offense is really similar to our offense, though. So we really seen a lot of stuff that they do on tape is the same thing our offense was doing in team camp in spring. So we're going to be really prepared for what they come in here and try to do.
You guys face back in Landry. How do you think these receivers stack up? Are they deeper and they do a little bit more different things?
I want to say that LSU wide receivers are probably a lot faster, but the wide receivers at Ole Miss are probably a little bigger and probably run a lot better. They run a lot of better routes. I want to say, Beckham them really deep shot guys. These guys don't really take a lot of shots like that, but they do take their shots here and there. But I mean, we match up with them well, especially how our secondary's been playing on the outside and the safeties. I feel we match up with them pretty well.
How different is the technique that you guys used last year? Because I know you were able to contain Moncrief in particular in that game last year a lot, and it's picked up at the time and do coaching staff and whatnot. But are the techniques and things you look to use against him similar to what you did last year?
I really don't even remember exactly what we did last year. I know we really held them to a couple yards of receiving. So I don't really remember exactly what we did last year, but I'm sure the plan we have this week is going to be just as good as the one last year to stop him and all the other receivers as well.
Josh, you went back to your high school to give a pregame speech during the bye week?
Yes, sir.
What was that like? What was that experience like?
It was good. It wasn't really my high school. It was the high school they built like down the street, but all my coaches, that was my 9th grade year, they was over there and they would just want me to come back and talk to their kids. I just went in there and told them, they just have to fight for their coaches because I'll do anything for those guys because they put me in the position that I can be in today. So, just going back and watching them go out, and I think they won by like 50 points. So I guess my speech really worked.
How much as secondary guys do y'all kind of see the stats that other teams are kind of putting up, the 400 total yards, passing? I think the passing defense is probably one of the lower in the SEC right now. Y'all kind of put that on your shoulders, and does that kind of motivate you a little bit?
Yeah, it gives a lot of motivation. We figured that we're doing good, but obviously we're not doing as good as we really think we are. We really take pride in stopping all the deep balls and making sure we don't let teams come in and just throw the ball around and get in the end zone as they did previous years. We really take pride in it, and I think we're going to fix everything we're doing. We're gonna strive each and every day to make sure we get that cut down so we can be at least the top 5 in passing efficiency. And that's going to start with the corners and the safeties. That's what it's going to start with.
Josh, you mentioned how many big-time guys you guys have had out defensively just throughout the first few weeks of the season. Can you recall a team that you've been on that had this many key injuries this soon in the year?
No, I really can't. I remember that. Last year we had a couple guys go down here and there, but not as many key guys, going in. But, when somebody goes down, somebody got to jump up. So, that's what preparation is for. The backup has to prepare like a starter. So, if one goes down, you just have to be prepared. But with them coming back, it should make a big difference.
What about the job that Ryan Smith's done?
He's doing good. He's doing excellent out there. We really trust him coming in and stepping up big. I mean, he had like 3 pass deflections last week. Almost had an interception the week before. He's coming in doing good. He's on a good mindset this year to really be focused and stop everything that comes his way.
What's kind of his best asset back there?
I want to say pressing. When he presses and really gets in people's faces, it really helps him a lot. He's really smart. He's been here. He's a senior this year, so he's really smart. He knows the game really well.
Yeah,
Joshua?
Ryan White's having a good season too. Talk about what he's doing well.
All right, he's doing as well, good as well. Also another senior, he's just coming in working. Trying to make sure everybody comes in on the same page and just keep it working. And that's what he's doing every day.
One more?
Yeah, Josh, would you eventually like to get back over to cornerback, or are you pretty happy at safety?
Doesn't really matter to me. I can play linebacker as long as I'm on the field. It really doesn't matter. I mean, if they need me to go back and play corner, I mean that's what I'll do. So as long as I'm playing and contributing and helping the team, I mean that's what I'll do. So it doesn't matter to me.